Hello and welcome back to Mac at the Movies. Today I'm bringing you another weekly VHS rewind with one of my personal favorites growing up. I remember my brother and I both got this for Christmas one year. I believe the original copy is still at my mom's house, but I couldn't find it anywhere, and I found this copy, which took a minute to find, and it's a Canadian copy. But I picked this movie out due to the recent passing of Gilbert Gottfried. This is one of the first movies I can remember him in, and I definitely wanted to rewatch it. I've been wanting to rewatch this for some time now, and I've seen it 1.5 million times. Again, one of my favorite movies growing up, and I'll go ahead and get to it. Problem Child 2. I, again, loved this movie, and I couldn't tell you how many times I watched it growing up. Yeah, it was definitely one of those, like, early 90s, like, Universal movies that was just sort of in a few people's homes, but I remember, yeah, absolutely love this movie. So I'm going to go ahead and get into it and get to watching. So, yeah, again, this is a Canadian release. And for some odd reason, over the label, it's printed over and over again. Universal Home Studios, or Universal Home Video Canada. It's just on there over and over and over again. But there's no difference to this movie other than that and 2 stickers on the back of the box. Evidently for Canada, this was rated PG, where in the US, it was rated PG-13. And we'll go ahead and get this going. I got the 2 kittens in here with me. They're going to watch the movie. They've never seen this one before. Not that they pay attention to many of the movies I watch, but alas, it'll be the first time they watch this one. Also, and this is a sequel. It's like a standalone sequel. It's like you don't really need to watch the first one to enjoy the second one. It's one of those good things. I guess it's a good thing about some kids' movies is that you don't have to. Well, I guess this is technically not a kids' movie being PG-13, but you don't really have to have the grand thesis of the first film to enjoy and understand the sequel. But anyway, get a little water in me, and I'm going to go ahead and enjoy this film. So I hope everyone out there is doing well. I'm going to watch this. Hopefully you're watching something involving Gilbert Gottfried, and afterward, I will come back and talk to you about this film during the rewind. Bye. All right, and I am back. So, Problem Child 2, how was it? As great as I always remember it. There was one little snippet in the film. One of the teachers in this film played Principal Strickland in Back to the Future? You're a slacker. And the teacher, in his set of rules that he's writing the first day of school on the chalkboard, at the bottom it says no slacking. And I thought that was funny. Or it said no slackers, something like that. So I thought that was kind of funny. And this film was, I just saw the entire film was filmed on the Universal Studios Florida. I guess their studio, what have you, or so it said in there. So that was pretty neat. But we're gonna go ahead and hit that rewind and talk about this movie. So you have Benjamin and Junior Healy. They're moving this town of Mortville to sort of start a fresh life. And while Ben's there, he's trying to get on his feet, meet a nice woman, and Junior doesn't want to have anything of it. Junior starts a new school, where he meets Trixie, whose mom is the nurse at that school. Ben, Junior's father, falls in love with her, and they, these two are mortal enemies in the beginning. So, and then they all kind of come together and they work together to get their parents together. So much fun with this movie. There's the most overdone vomit scene at a carnival in this movie, and I never realized how over the top it was. There was just buckets and buckets and buckets of everything and then some, but a lot of fun with this movie. Again, like, Junior's a troublemaker. So is Trixie, his newfound pal. So this film stopped. But yeah, a lot of fun for my childhood. I remember the character who plays Nurse Young, Trixie's mom. I think her name in the film is Amy. I remember having a little crush on her growing up on the nurse, and then I found out maybe it was a couple of years ago that the lady that played the nurse in this film, the Ben's love interest, John Ritter's love interest, she was the same woman who he was married to in the first film. They wanted to use the same actress. They just had a really good chemistry, and they wanted to use the same actress. So they essentially dyed her hair and put glasses on her. That's pretty much all they did. I think they dyed her hair, curled it some, threw on some glasses, and you had a whole new character. I remember seeing, because I saw this film first. I remember Problem Child 1, watching it much later after this one. Never really was the biggest fan of the first one. I don't know, maybe this one just holds a special place for me, but going back and rewatching that, I remember that actress I was not a fan of in the first film. She plays just this uptight, stuck up, just didn't like her. In this movie, she's a lot more like, she's uptight in the sense that she has this problem child of her own that she has to deal with, and she can't let anybody into her life until, she stumbles over somebody else with the problem child, and, bringing them together, I guess, calms them a bit. But so much fun. The kid who played Junior, I think his name was Michael Oliver. Yeah, Michael Oliver. And evidently, like, he had a very promising career, and his parents basically, like, squandered all of his money. And then they tried to, when they were, I don't know, it was when they did this movie, his parents pretty much came to the studio and was just like, you're going to give us a lot more money or you're not getting him. And I guess he was already set up to be in contract for the film, and they really, like, did one over on him to the point that he wasn't even in the third film. And if anyone's seen the third film, I barely remember it. I think I saw it on, like, USA Family, like, 20 years ago or something like that. 25 years ago. And it wasn't anything special. I think the only reoccurring cast member was the grandfather, maybe. I could be wrong. I don't think John Ritter came back. I know he didn't come back, the character of Junior. So, yeah, a lot of fun with this movie, though. So, if you've seen it, jot down in the comments below. Did you love it? Well, was this one of your childhood favorites growing up? Or have you recently just seen it and you're like, holy crap, this movie. It's a lot of fun. Again, you have Gilbert Gottfried in here. He plays the principal. He was also in the first film. He played, like, the headmaster or whatever for this orphanage. And Junior basically drove him away from there, and so he decided to become a principal, and then he runs back into him in this movie. So much fun. There's a food fight scene that happens at this pizza place that I just always remember as a kid, and I always thought was a lot of fun. But yeah, a lot of fun with this movie. I'm glad I put it back in here to watch. It's been maybe 3 years or so since I've seen it. I think it was one of the movies I watched during quarantine. I think I watched the first one and this one back to back. But yeah, I think I'm going to have to check it out because I know he did a lot of these things on YouTube, like checking out places that movies were filmed, like film locations. And I think Adam the Woo did one that involves this movie somehow. But at the back of at the end of the credits, it said all locations filmed in Universal Studios, Florida. So, I'm sure there may have been some scenes that weren't. But anywho, I'm probably going to watch that. I'll lay in bed and try and get some sleep and get stuck down a YouTube rabbit hole. And go from there. Got my kitties over here. Anywho, hope y'all enjoyed this video here. If you've seen this, again, jot down in the comments below what you thought about this movie. If it was a childhood favorite of yours. If you like this video, smash that thumbs up. Subscribe for new and exciting videos. Hit that notification bell to let you know when they're coming your way. As always, be good to one another. Thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you next time. Bye.